The Unnamable by H.P. Lovecraft. This is a sequel, or kind of a great thing about Lovecraft. The canon is loose and lax, and so you don't have to worry about this coming to this. It's just it's kind of like just an on-world, passing mentions of stuff that happened prior, and it doesn't really have to. It's not all, it's not like modern day comics where you have to get all spin-off events to make sure everything is cohesive and makes sense. In here, it's very loose, so no need to worry. The only thing you do need to worry is that I don't really care that much about the story. It isn't that intriguing. It's I don't want to say lazy or unimaginative anything of Lovecraft, because he always comes up with fantastic, complicated, elegant words and great combinations of words that sound really pleasing to the brain once read. But I'll say here the main part of the story is basically Randolph Calder, or Carter. I want to say Calder for some reason. Carter and his friend Joel Matten are in a cemetery once again, but different guy. Warren, that's the guy who died, who got eaten by demons in the statement of Randolph Carter. And this time, they're basically just BSing in a graveyard. Joel is telling Carter about the story of the Unnamable, of this creature that cannot be perceived by our natural five senses, and was a creature locked away in an attic in the rich man's house in the 17th century, and how it is not something tangible. It's something phasing in and out of our realm and senses and ethereal. It's metaphysical, and it's a creature of, it's something. And there has been a movie. There was a 1988 movie called The Unnamable, and it's quite hilarious to this day when you see it. It's this albino fawn, Mr. Tumdus, albino demon hoofed creature, and it has this high-pitched scream. It's supposed to be terrifying, but it is so funny to this day. It's more ridiculous than like season 1 Buffy monsters. But and the main thing happens is that they go inside the house. The monster crashes through the glass plates of right through the window and mauls them, then leaves, and they wake up in the hospital and they're like, "Oh my God, it was the Unnamable!" And the only thing that got resolved, they got mauled. They got stomped on by a hoofed, intertransmittal demon thing. It's not that good of a story. It didn't really trigger any kind of cool ideas and concepts of significance in the universe. It was just, sometimes you have to write to pay the bills, I'm guessing, but Lovecraft was a very modest man. He didn't like to work for a living. He just wrote so much. That's the only thing he was obsessed about with his writing, and him getting a check was just kind of, oh, I'm having a brain fart. I'm sorry, folks, I'm tired. But it was something more that's the only thing he knew how to do, and he perfected at writing and working for amateur magazines. And the character of Randolph Calder, instead of being an antiquarian, he is an amateur magazine writer. He even became more biographical, whatever, well, called onto Lovecraft's character. So I thought that was kind of neat, even more so than Conan was to Howard. So sometimes I think a lot of writers want to distance themselves. They want to make the character of their self-avatar in the writing even better than themselves. They want to distance themselves from that and make a more, I don't want to say Mary Sue, but a more idealized version of themselves. Everybody wants to do that in any fantasy work. But this didn't really cut it for me.